All right, everybody. We only have about 5 minutes, so let's go through module FleXYZ, I call it, the end of the alphabet, the end of the workshops in the Institute, or the modules at least, putting it all together. So we'll reflect on what we did, we'll talk about our plans, and we'll look at ways that we can connect with one another. And the goal is to generate some takeaways and strategies to sustain you, because you're going to be working hard throughout the rest of time to get your course ready. So here is a way we can do a quick reflection using annotation. So on the toolbar at the bottom, there's an annotate button. Go ahead and click that and put an asterisk for any of the micro lessons that you felt were important, a question mark for any of the micro lessons where you feel you want to know more, and an exclamation point where something emerged that you're really excited about. And unfortunately for me, since I'm sharing my screen, I can't see it. So hopefully people are annotating. And because I know that some people are watching this as a recording, or you may want to do this activity on your own, just as a reflection activity, I have created a Google Doc version of this where we can all make a copy and do our own reflections. Might be a way for you to determine where you want to go back and review if you still have question marks, or where you maybe want to ask questions in Slack to deepen your understanding. Shady, I'm going to ask you, since I can't see, are people doing the annotations? Is there anything on the screen?
Not yet, Kevin. I actually don't see the annotate option on my menu. So I apologize if that was maybe a setting I
Oh, well, that could just be me.
Oh, can you see it?
Well, I can see the annotate. Let me see if there's a way to enable annotation for others.
Oh.
Now let's see if it works.
Oh, yes, I see it now. If you all go up to the view options, you should see it under Zoom ratio, request, remote control, and there should be an annotate button there, and a little toolbox will appear. Toolbar. Thank you, Kevin.
You bet. Okay, I can see those. Perfect. See some lines which may be exclamation points. Somebody really liked the engagement section and the early parts of today. Some stars for it's important, a priority. Vivian's using new things, check marks, which is probably easier to draw. So I should have picked a check mark instead of an asterisk. Good idea, Vivian. Give you one more minute to annotate. And I know some people may have to leave. So if you do, we're recording this. And so you'll have a chance to finish the reflection on your own. But if you have just a couple more minutes, let's save this screen. And then move to the next. We'll clear all the See, clear. There we go. So in the last couple minutes, what are we going to do now? We're no longer going to have these modules, but we do have some time set up in the next couple weeks to have open labs. I'm hopeful that people will join me to ask questions, to try things out and get feedback from people. But review those 4 plans that you're making for each of the modules, prioritize what's important or what's going to take the most time to accomplish, identify who on your campus can support you, and schedule time to practice some of these things, especially if it involves going to a classroom, setting up things, doing things differently than you have over the last few years. For some of us, we haven't been in a classroom for 15 months, right? So Stephen Colbert on Monday was his first day back in the Ed Sullivan Theater, and it was a strange experience for him. So you're going to want to do something similar. Practice, practice, practice. All right, and then we do want to keep working together. I said at the very beginning, we are still in this together, and I mean it. So finishing the modules just means that we have finished the race to the starting line, because now the work starts. And so we are going to continue supporting each other through these open labs that I described, through the Slack conversations where you can explore ideas from different hashtag module, ask hashtag questions, discuss hashtag tech for flexible. If you're an instructional designer that's responsible for setting up rooms, and then we'll try to find other times to connect. I've already been asked, hey, can we meet in July, or after we've had a chance to put some of this into practice? And so I'll talk with Leslie and Emily and see if we can just do an informal institute reunion or something like that. And I'm going to keep promoting the Spotify playlist because it was fun to put together. At the very least, go listen to it. So I am going to send out via email and the announcements a link to a survey, because we want to get feedback about how we can make this even better for you and your colleagues. But I really appreciate all of the fantastic participation and questions, and I'll stick around for questions if people have them. And I appreciate the thanks that people are putting in the chat.